Hey, what's going on YouTube? Because I wanted to justify having spent a bunch of lapis to get a unit, I thought it might be useful to go and take Ayaka to a trial other than Clash of Wills to prove that, you know, spending the lapis to get her was worth something other than just, you know, a single rank 1 Clash of Wills clear. Hopefully she does pay off for the future as well, but, you know, wanted to go ahead and take her to a trial. And spent some time trying to get that worked out on stream the other night, but was really having a hard time getting a friend unit with an Ayaka that was set up the way I wanted to show up. But we do have one now, so Rooks, thank you so much for your Ayaka. We'll take a look at the gear here in just a second, and we're going to go ahead and take out Gloomwing in a relatively short clear. Could be faster if our Ayakas were, you know, EX3, because then they can go ahead and burst faster, but we're going to go ahead and do this in 6 turns. So here's our team, and we've got an all ladies team, which is fun. We've got General Celes for tanking, we've got Sylvie for buffs, we've got Fryevia for breaks and fields and provoking, and then we've got our Ayakas for chaining and doing the damage. So that's pretty cool. The gear is by and large kind of irrelevant, you know, as long as your Celes has tons and tons of magic or fire resistance. She does pretty well, takes very little damage, and Sylvie's going to keep us alive, so it's all good. Sylvie's geared the same in both forms. Most of this does not matter. The Blizzard Orb is from an older attempt that I was working on, but really she's just, you know, doing Sylvie things. Most of this gear does not matter because she doesn't really take any damage. Minimal damage, you know. The buffs and stuff help. So Fryevia kind of matters a little bit. She's got provoke, she's got evade, she's got a Blizzard Orb to keep herself from being killed by the death attack, and then yeah, that's really it. And she's got the same in both forms. Not even wearing a vision card. She's not contributing much to anything other than just some fields and breaks and stuff like that. Our Ayakas are a little more important. Our Ayaka is geared for a 300% insect killer because we're going after the Gloomwing, so we need that. Otherwise, you know, you could have Prodigious Performer if you could fit it in here. She's got, you know, Dazzling Demoness Vision card just because it gives insect killer and helps us get all the way to 300. So there you go. And here's Rooks's. Let's take a look and see how we're built. Basically the same as mine. Is wearing Prodigious Performer. I guess I could take. We could swap that in for mine too. So he's got Purger and Bug Killer, and I've got. Let's see here. I've got Bug Killer. I could take Dragonfly off and put Prodigious on, right? Are we still at 300? We are still at 300, so there you go. Cool. There you go. So we're gonna who knows, maybe I will get this in 5 turns now that I've got the chain speed. I don't think it will, but you know, here we go. So we're gonna go ahead and do this thing, and let me get the gear camera out of the way, and we'll get the action cam going so you can see the actions that we're doing. All right, there's our Gloomwing. And to start us off, Fryevia is just going to go to the shift form, and she's going to hit the boss with a good break, which she can do twice, and then just like whatever, you know, on guard, coop, whatever, it's fine. Sylvie is going to use burgeoning defense for mitigations, compassionate night to give us resistance to ailments, and then resolve just to kind of like heal us every turn. Puts up an HP barrier too. Burgeoning defense does that as well, but that's going to keep the MP going. Celes is just going to cover. And then our Ayakas are going to use their cooldown and then some bolting strikes. There we go. Cooldown and some bolting strikes. There we go. So we don't really take much damage because the HP barriers that we have and the breaks and the buffs and all that stuff. In this turn, our Fryevia is going to put up a field effect and just hit the boss a few times just for kicks. We're going to use our LBs with our Ayakas. Celes is going to guard, and Sylvie is going to use offense, defense, and petals, just to kind of give us a fire resistance buff, and fill LBs and buff us stats and stuff like that. Pretty straightforward. This is our last turn of being able to use Fryevia, so we're going to shift back up and we're going to reapply the good break one last time, just to make sure that it's in effect for the next 4 turns. Our Ayakas are just going to chain 4 times with their Frosty Snow Carol. There we go. Sylvie, you know, you could do a couple different things with Sylvie here. I'm just going ahead and using Leaping Love just for the stat buffs. There we go. And then our Celes is going to use her cover again. Let's see how much damage we do. Not bad. We're doing pretty good. Here's where our Fryevia is going to go berserk. But she's no longer contributing to the fight, which is fine. Our Ayakas are going to go ahead and use their SLBs because they're available now. If your Ayakas were faster, you know, EX3, you could use your SLBs last turn on turn 3 and then be bursting on turn 4. But we don't have that, so we're bursting on turn 5. There we go. And we'll just go ahead and cover again because, you know, whatever. Sylvie is going to go back to the base form and reapply HP barriers, Compassionate Knight, Knight's Resolve. You know, I don't think the boss has stat buffs. Yeah, no stat buffs. We don't need to remove the buffs with Sylvie. That's fine. So we'll just, you know, Compassionate Knight, Resolve, Petals. Why not? Not a whole lot to do. There we go. Take a little bit of damage there. Nothing too bad. Alright. This turn, Sylvie is going to go ahead and buff us up. I'm going to go ahead and buff my Ayaka with the buff just because mine technically has higher stats just a little tiny bit, which is not a slam. That's just the reality of what I have going on. And then we're going to heal HP. There we go. And then we're just going to use Dashing Through the Snow. And we're going to try and see how we do. My tests of this have brought me somewhere in the range of 9 HP and 7 HP left. But that was before I had Prodigious Performer, so we'll see if that helps us out any here. Wow. Okay, so we did less damage. That's variance for you, I guess. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and guard here. Why not? Nothing really happens there. And on this turn, we get the last turn of our 150% ice amp. So we're gonna go ahead and take advantage of that right here with our Ayakas. And that takes care of us on turn 6. So could that go faster? Yeah, if you had higher EX level Ayakas. Otherwise, that's not terrible, you know? Not terrible at all. We'll wait and see the damage breakdown, of course. So yeah, I mean, you got to bear in mind that I had the stronger buff on my Ayaka, so you know, did more damage. But yeah, that's really pretty close, all things considered. We were geared basically the same, so should get about the same damage. It's just variance, and I had a higher buff. So yeah, pretty good, pretty good. And there you go. So that's a pretty easy way to clear up Gloomwing, the advanced version, if you have never done that and you got your Ayaka. So yeah, go get you that. That's good stuff. We'll see you in the next video.